Hello, hello. We are live. We are ready to discuss Jane Eyre. I'm here with Michael from Michael Reads and Tatiana from Musical Tati, and we are going to be discussing Jane Eyre. Okay, so welcome. So we've got Bernie M. We've got Anna. We're not going to sweat it. I'm sure people will be flowing in as the time goes on. So let's get started. So let's just because this is my third read of Jane Eyre. Oh, here comes more people. Um, this is your first time reading Jane Eyre, Tatiana?
No, this is my second.
Your second and Michael's first.
No, this is my second time.
Your second. Okay, so
Yeah.
See, we not dating, baby.
we're all serial readers of Jane Eyre. That's really good. Because I mean, the first time I read Jane Eyre, I think I was 14. The second time I think I read it, I was in my 20s. And now I'm in my 50s reading it again. And I'm just looking at Mr. Rochester with the side eye. Mm-mm. Mr. Rochester, you give me the twitch like this.
Mr. Rochester gives. I don't even. I don't.
Girl, there were some things I forgot, like that whole crystal ball theme.
Forgot about that.
Oh, I had forgotten about that. I was just like, when she said, I know that's you, I was like, what? I totally forgot about that.
And the fact, the behind the machinations behind, that's what I love when we were at the Count of Monte Cristo. But it's so, instead of like the Count of Monte Cristo having been with the machinations really behind the scenes, and you don't realize how it all works together until everybody comes together. With this one, it's like it's just right there. It's plain and simple and in your face. It's this is exactly what's happening.
But I also like the fact that she addresses the reader directly. I love that. I just think that's such a that's one of the best touches about this particular is that she's forthcoming in the novel, but she's forthcoming to the reader.
I mean that the conclusion is, reader, I married him. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Bernie M said, I don't understand how Jane.
And reader is looking at it like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I feel like I can kind of understand why. Because I can understand why she falls in love with him. I don't agree with it, but I can understand why she falls in love with him. It's because the position that she's in and kind of person that she is and what she's been through. So he's kind of awkward and weird, and she kind of awkward and weird too.
And she has nobody. That's one of the things that I found
the main themes.
Interesting about this whole story is that she's very upfront with people when she comes in contact with them, letting them know that she doesn't have anybody. And so, not realizing that the first time I read it and hearing it, or not hearing it, but reading it this time, it's like, honey, you are making yourself pray. Like, you're making yourself pray. And so at this time reading it, it was like, does he really give a fuck about her, or is this just the easier way to do it? It was easy to take somebody and make her your mistress without her knowing that she's your mistress, but who has nobody. Like, he literally thought he wasn't going to get caught.
But she wasn't here for it. She's like, I know, you're not making me your mistress.
Right.
I was like, come on, Jane.
Yes. Every time. This may be what you want, but this is not okay for me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't okay. But I loved her reaction when she was like, no, you're not making me your side piece. That ain't gonna happen. And just to get away from him, she left in the middle of the night with hardly no money.
Oh my gosh.
Like, she was determined not to be that mistress.
Nothing but 20 pounds to her name. And then the guy who
left her bag in the
pick up a chick who's obviously young. You pick her up on the road, you take her fare, and then you just drop her off at a crossroads. It's like, you can pick either one of these directions to go in, just go. And don't remind her, she gave you her fucking bag.
Yeah. I thought that was awful that that he didn't even,
And
take
won't
on.
shit in there but drawers. There was nothing in that bag but drawers, because she ain't
Well,
have
yeah,
nothing else.
she had no money. She only had 20
She gave
pounds.
she gave him the
They
money
gave
she
it all to
had.
him. Exactly. So that scene was pretty hard to read because you were like, there she was, wandering around in the forest trying to find
In
a
the
place.
middle of the night.
Yeah, nothing to eat. Nobody had jobs. She basically wound up in a podunk town where there was nothing. It was like, oh my God. Of all the towns you could pick, you picked this one. It's like there's nothing there. Um,
But I
but
like the description. We're like all over the place. I
Yeah.
like the
yeah, but it's that kind of
description
book. We all over
of the Moore house when she gets there. I love how it's like the beacon, that the light that she sees, and when it's first described, it
Yeah,
sounds like or it reads like, sorry, y'all, I hear when I read, but it reads like it's this huge light
yeah,
that she sees that lights her way, but it's a candle light that she
exactly.
sees from so far off, but it reads
Yeah,
like this huge beacon, and she can follow this huge beacon, but it's a itty bitty
yeah,
candlelight.
the small candle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also the good things about the book is that there's a lot of that intuition, following how you feel, which we are not privy to that so much in other 19th century novels. Like we're not as privy to this feeling of I feel moved to do this, I'm going to do it,
Hmm.
or I'm seeing. There's not a lot of the stories aren't like that, and I think that's one of the reasons why this is such a likable book is
Mm.
because it's almost like we're living it like we're on her shoulder or something.
Right,
And I
right.
think that's what makes it really interesting. Okay, the beginning is pretty fucking bleak. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, there's some mean ass bitches and
Mm.
guys. Um
Mm.
I
that dude,
literally read it and was like, fuck all these people.
Charlotte, that dude
No,
from
the
that, from
funniest
that school.
the funniest part about that is when after, like, in the middle where she says, I don't feel like talking about them anymore, so I'm just gonna tell you what happened to them.
Yeah,
I said, bro.
yeah,
You're
I'm not
like,
talking
I'm
about
done.
it.
I'm
She
done.
said, she was
Yeah,
like, I don't want to talk about them anymore, so here's what happened with them. I said, oh my God.
yeah, but it's so good that, but I mean, it just goes from bad to worse because
Yeah.
she's at her aunt's who doesn't want to claim her.
Mm.
They treat her like shit, throw her in rooms. The older
Throw her in
son,
the room where her uncle dies,
I
close
know
the
that was
door,
yeah, that was creepy.
and then thinking something weird or wrong, that she's screaming. What the fuck you think gonna happen if you put a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old in the
Mm-hmm.
room
Yeah,
where someone died, and all that you've made your servant? So all she
yeah,
hears is superstition and wives' tales about
yeah.
shit that happens. What you think gonna happen?
I know that was terrible. And
You
then the
know,
fact that
that was that. I don't remember that as clear because the first time I read this was in high school, so I don't remember all the details. But I think one detail that I was like, oh, I don't remember that at all, is the supernatural aspects. Like,
yeah,
I was like, oh,
yeah.
And
Well,
oh,
see,
I don't
those are the
remember.
details that I remembered the best,
Oh,
because
really? I
yeah,
just
I
remember
mean,
the
it's
attic.
me.
I was
It's
like,
me.
who
It's
is in
it's
the
me.
attic?
Like, I was more, because when I in our separate chat, I had said that I don't, or I told just Dee Dee and a DM, I don't know, that I don't remember wanting so hard to punch St. John in his face. Like,
Mm.
I don't remember wanting so hard to just
yeah. He was
punch this
annoying.
person in his pious ass face.
He was
Um,
That
almost more annoying than Rochester.
not
As
part,
almost, not
yes.
yeah,
almost,
Hmm.
not almost, completely more annoying than
Because
Rochester.
he
she kept saying, no,
was
I don't want to marry you. I
And
will
then
come with you.
he kept doing the guilt trip. Well,
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm going to pray. And as someone who was raised in church and goes to church folk do
Yep.
this shit all the time, and you can call them on it. Call them on it. Well, I'm going to pray that God will speak to your spirit, and so that you lean towards your spirit and not your flesh. It is my
yeah.
spirit
I saw
who's
that. I
telling
was
me
like,
I'm not going to
oh,
go screw somebody and marry somebody who I think of as a brother. Ew.
Hmm.
ew. I know. And the thing is, he really loved that girl, Rosamond. but he
Mhm.
was too chicken to really approach
I
her.
don't think it was too. I don't think he was too chicken.
But
There
he
is
also
something.
didn't think she was a proper would make a proper wife.
No, I don't think it was that either. There is something that Jane says. Did I put it down?
Mhm.
There's something that she says in her sharing with the reader, that he is happiest or feels like he is doing his life's work when he is suffering. And I think the day to day of seeing Rosamond, knowing that he is in love with her, knowing that she is in love with him, and the actual act of denying himself that happiness made him feel like he was on the right track because he was
Yeah, that's
suffering.
possibly. I would say I would agree with that because that's why he kept proposing marriage to Jane, knowing full well he didn't love her
Mhm.
and she didn't love him. But he was just like,
Mhm.
but this is it was almost like this is gonna get us into heaven or something. It
Right.
was kind of creepy and weird.
But his messages, the one sermon that she shares that she went to listen to when he was preaching was all about suffering.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
All about suffering.
yeah.
And
It
it's
was
like,
weird.
dude, so no, don't be happy with Rosamond. Suffer and
Suffer.
marry Jane. Get
Yeah,
Jane to marry you so that the
and
two
risk
of you
dying
can
in
go
Egypt.
to India and suffer
Goodbye.
together. And so as long as you're living this life of suffering,
Yeah,
you're holy enough and
your whole
you'll get to the pearly gates.
yeah.
He
Bruh.
was probably feeling some type of way because Rosamund, she said no to him
Did she say no
because
to him?
she ended up marrying someone
He
else.
ended up marrying someone else, but he never said anything
But
to her.
Yeah,
he never
He never said anything to her.
yeah, he
So
went to
never
talk
said
to her
anything.
daddy about
he
anything. And her
acted on
daddy
his
is like, we need progeny.
yeah, he didn't act
So
on his desire at all with Rosamond. He just kept pining, and it was kind of creepy and weird.
yeah, his dad was like,
Yeah,
we need not his dad, her dad was like, we need progeny. You need to have children, and you're getting to the age where you,
Yeah,
because it was fine for a
yeah,
40-year-old Mr. Rochester to marry a 20-year-old. It's
yeah,
not fine for a
yeah,
25-year-old woman to marry. Rosamond was up there in age at the time,
yeah.
so she's already getting old, and they don't know anything about the
Yeah,
biological clock.
because
So
I
the
think
longer
St.
we
John
wait,
is
the
supposed
less
to be
better, the
29.
less good your eggs are.
St. John is supposed to be 29, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember
And that's
correctly.
and that's what made Mr. Rochester jealous. That whole situation,
Yeah,
that
he's like,
whole
oh, you see, you
retelling
are,
was hilarious to me because Jane knew what the fuck she was doing.
yeah.
She knew that man was good. She was
Well,
playing
she even
coy
said,
and
I thought it was
everything.
gonna make you a little jealous so that at least you wouldn't be so, morose all the time.
Yeah,
He took it a little bit too seriously.
very seriously.
Um,
And he was like, "So you don't want me? Am I here?" I almost said something I should not say. Oh God. Ooh, am I here? Like,
that revival at the end was kind of interesting, though. This whole thing,
yeah,
it's like because you realize she's got her man is blind, missing one eye, and crippled.
blind, missing an eye and a hand.
Uh, this would happen when you be hiding your crazy ass wife up in the attic. Okay.
And that's I think that's what I paid so much attention to the first time that I read it. Grace Poole,
mm,
because even Grace Poole's name, like her name sounds foreboding.
Yeah,
Every
great.
time you read it, it just sounds like
Like,
there's
ooh,
something wrong here. And then you
mhm.
yeah,
add her demeanor
yeah,
to
And
it.
it's like knowing what the secret is when I was reading it again. It's like, oh, you're literally dropping hints right now.
yeah,
But I was like,
Hmm.
oh, this was good. Like this book was like
yeah.
amazing.
It
Even the
was
second time, I was like, this is great.
yeah. But I feel like the Bertha Mason thing. Bertha Mason is just sort of like a symbolism of all of those countries that the British
Hmm.
colonized,
Yep.
Hmm.
and tried to
Yep.
hide away. And that's exactly what Bertha was, the Creole woman,
Hmm.
crazy, but hidden away in the attic kind of thing. So I thought that was a
And not
real
just Bertha
strong,
was crazy, her mama was crazy too. Like,
exactly,
Hmm.
running the family crazy.
so
Okay,
this is
running the
this is the color representation and
yeah,
during this time
yeah,
frame, we're all
yeah.
crazy.
And then the
Yep.
whole story behind it, though, how the father and the brother knew she was crazy and still got him hitched off so they could get her money.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
And that just shows,
wow.
like, it shows the lack of, like, this entire story is about how little people are valued.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
theme throughout this whole story. But to know that you don't, because it wasn't, for those of you who haven't read it, or because the book is so long if you forgot, it wasn't Bertha's father who was hiding it. Mr. Rochester's father knew that she was crazy, and it was an act of attempting to make the marriage happen fast so that they got married before she went completely nuts.
Well, he didn't know that she was crazy because he didn't actually like really meet her
until
right.
And so he had no idea, but the father
right. That's what I'm saying.
The brother.
So they
knew.
So it was like marry her off before she goes completely nuts and ends up like her mama, and then the heifer splats herself on the damn concrete.
Exactly. Well, she was crazy.
That retelling was excellent.
It was pretty.
Excellent.
Well, the thing was, even though, like, you could see, he actually went in to try to get her, and wound up having something crash down on him.
Mm-hmm. Lost an eye.
So
lost an eye, lost the use of a hand, and it happened 2 months after she left. That's and then imagine y'all know I see shit when I read. Imagine being asleep and waking up to this mask in front of you with the lights off, holding the candle, and the bitch blows the candle out in your face. We need to change whatever feathers are in this mattress. Take some shits out and change it because I done pissed.
Yeah, well, because they said that there was a rumor that Bertha had tried to burn him in his room, but they never knew if that was a lie or if it was the truth. So
I think it was the truth.
I think it was the truth too, because she was periodically getting out because
Grace needed a relief.
She was drunk and sleeping, and so she would sneak out and go do some mischief.
So do you think that because Pooh was so good about her duty, like she was so good about her duty and about keeping it quiet during the day? And I got another question in regards to that too. Do you think, part of me thinks that, like, in the insane part of Bertha, that she was helping Grace Poole get drunk? Like she would encourage her to drink, or like Grace would know when she was losing track of what she was drinking?
I feel like Grace Poole was drinking because she needed an escape a little bit, because she's holding down a big secret. But not only that, she's doing all the cooking and she's managing Bertha.
Yeah.
So I think she brought the alcohol for herself.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like she may have had some moments where she just drank a little bit.
But when you drink, as someone who drinks, you know when you're going too far. You know.
Yeah, but I feel
that's why I'm like, if it's,
you don't have a lot of information on how what she was really like. Oh. And Grace Poole could have been like on the slushy side, like drinking all the time.
Everybody's saying this, so everybody. Ivy on here recommended that Wide Sargasso Sea is that it's the story of the backstory of the woman in the attic, and everybody's saying it's really good.
Okay, so I will add that to my list.
I'm gonna add that to my
TBR. I didn't know.
People say it's good, but I still haven't read it. About Bertha.
Sounds actually really good. Like,
yeah.
Is it by a Black author or because?
No, it's by a white woman.
Okay. Ooh, the cover is pretty.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I've heard of this chick. Okay, I'm adding. She's actually on my list of people that I wanted to read. So
yeah, that's one. That's definitely one to read. You read this 2 or more times, and we need to read Wide Sargasso.
That sounds good.
It's all about Bertha, apparently. Now, wish you don't say
Why Sargasso Sea? What's that mean?
Why the name Bertha? Like
I
the
don't know.
imagery that you get. So apparently the imagery of Bertha, and I know Berthas who are not this imagery.
That she's tall, quite a bit,
Tall, bulky, um,
long
girthy,
hair.
long hair. The imagery of Bertha today, not the character Bertha, but the name
Yeah,
Bertha
yeah,
has the
Bertha. It's
same
like,
connotation today that it
yeah,
had
it's like a
then.
buxom woman. Okay, so Alba says the author was just,
Oh, thanks, Alba. Okay.
Mm.
yeah, but it's still a white woman. It's who is it that wrote that one?
So Alan Bourne. I don't know how I was gonna say that, so never fucking mind.
What?
I don't know how I was.
It's John Reed. Jean? Oh yeah, she
Jean. I
white.
think it's Jean.
Jean? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, she
it's
white.
Jean Rise. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She's from the island, but it's a white woman from the island. But I will definitely she's British and grew up in Dominica. Okay. But I've had plenty of people tell me I should read that one. I've just never read it. And I think it's
Okay.
short.
Mm.
It's short, I think.
So you
if
need
I'm not-
to add that to your list. You're welcome.
yeah,
Thanks,
eventually
Ivy.
I get down to it.
Wow. The writing is really good, y'all. Like that was my favorite part. I was like, oh, this is so good.
Oh, the writing of. I was like, are you actively reading a excerpt?
Oh no.
Okay, Why Sargasso Sea is 176 pages.
That's
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
I could read that in a
Oh,
month.
okay, yeah. I can read that Monday.
Here's one of the covers. I'm not a fan, but
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I saw.
I'm
I
used
like
to the
that.
one where it has the sea and nothing else.
Okay. Well, let me.
One with the sea and if the wind is
Oh,
blowing.
Edwidge Danticat does the introduction on that that
Oh,
version.
okay. Oh, there's
Y'all, I'm making it work.
the modern classic version is okay. With the
So
blue
that's what I
spine.
would get is a modern classic version. I would not get that one I just showed you.
Oh,
Which one is it? Is it one with the red spines or is it the black one?
the blue.
The blue.
It's the yeah. Okay, well,
What? It's
It's-
not
it's-
this one? Wait, let me see.
it's on the
This
TBR.
is the one I would get. This is a modern Penguin
You
modern.
love those covers, man.
I love them. They're so good. The pictures they take are usually
Oh.
so perfect.
Mm.
I love
Those-
either
Those editions are pretty.
or the red spine or the black ones.
My favorite is the orange spines. I have one of them, and I was like, oh.
Oh, I like the blue-green spines too. The
Ooh.
orange spines. You mean the red ones?
No, they have an edition where it's orange.
Okay, I don't know that. Okay,
They
well,
have orange editions, yeah.
Oh,
But
Anna
anyways.
said. I think Anna said is saying the version the edition you showed Didi is the one that she owns.
oh yeah, but I just found another one that would be even better to go with my Jane Eyre. And that's this one.
Oh, Michael, look up.
This is the cloth-bound edition of Wide Sargasso Sea.
Listen, let me see if Second and Charles has that because
I need to get this right here. Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
anyways,
the orange ones. Yeah, but the orange ones, they don't do them as much anymore. But you can get the older editions in orange, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Okay,
red.
So what did y'all think of Helen Burns?
Okay. But I feel like Helen Burns is a great character because it's almost like she's Jane Eyre winds up in this horrible school, and Helen Burns is sort of like family to a certain extent. It's somebody who you confide
it's her
in.
first sense of family. Like
Yeah,
her
because
first.
she has nobody, and she's had
Yeah.
nobody for so long. But it's so sad that Helen Burns has to die. It's
Yeah.
just
In
like,
her arms, like they carry her back. She
yeah,
wakes up being carried back because they came and found Helen dead, and she was just. And
like,
also,
whoa,
how did she not get typhus? How did she, or
yeah.
whatever, typhoid? How did she not get it?
Well, I feel like, it's like anything. Like some people are going to have some sort of immunity.
Yeah.
And the way they explain it is that they're not really doing school anymore. They're just kind of like gallivanting and running all over the place.
Because everybody's
Eating
sick.
outside, whatever, So I feel like the kids that were still well, the few kids that were well because they had a good,
Constitution.
yeah,
That's the
constitution, that
word.
they were not getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all the people that were getting sick were really getting sick because she dies of something that everybody else isn't dying of. Helen Burns dies of, she doesn't have typhoid. She has, what do they call that?
Did I miss that? The fuck?
Yeah, she doesn't have
Yeah.
typhoid.
She has something
She
else.
dies of, what is it? The sea. What is it called?
I didn't mark it.
I can't remember what it is.
Consumption. Honest
Yeah.
as it's consumption.
So she dies of something completely different, and that's what's so damn annoying about it, because you're like, why does she have to die? But we know she has consumption right from the beginning because she's always a little sickly and
Yeah, she is always a
Mhm.
little sickly, and I think that's also why she's so morose. Because
Yeah.
she is like the thing that I liked about her in comparison or uniting her with Jane as a friend
Yeah.
is that as affected as Jane is by the difficulties that she's had to deal with and how people treat her like shit, Helen just isn't. And Jane, Jane needed that. Jane needed somebody to put into some kind of perspective. You don't have to fall apart every time somebody does something to fuck you over.
Yeah. She kind of made it so that
thanks, Jennifer and Pam.
yeah,
TB.
it's tuberculosis today is what we call consumption. Yeah, it's exactly right.
So again, TB is hella contagious.
Yeah, but there's something, it's possible.
Damn.
But
she talking blood when they were asleep. Like, I'm sorry, the imagery. Like, I
don't know, because we know that she was super sickly and she was in the teacher's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
But I still was really sad when she died because I was like, why? It's her only friend,
It's her only anything.
And then she starts after that, she grows up. She gets a good education, and then she decides to leave. Let's go back though to the family.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Reed and her horrible kids.
I was about to say something real mean.
Was we see the maid that was in the beginning?
Yeah.
She comes back later on.
Why?
My vacation. I text my supervisor. I said, "Yeah, I put your vacation."
What did you think about that?
Well, I'm going somewhere afterwards then.
Huh?
You're not muted, boo.
After this.
Because I didn't expect.
Are
I
you
didn't
going
expect
now?
to see anybody from that family again.
Okay, go ahead then. You can go.
He's not gonna see it because I think he has the other chat up. Say that again.
I said I did not expect to see her again. I think it was Bessie, the maid.
Yes. You
So
were not muted, Mike.
When they brought Bessie back. Yeah, we heard all that. We know you're going somewhere after. Anyway.
Listen, I got plans, okay?
That's fine. I do too. For once.
Yeah, I got plans too. I'm going to bed. Okay, yeah.
It is 9 p.m. 9:30.
Yeah, now it's 9:30. But yeah, I was surprised to see Bessie swing back. Because she was literally like the only person that was somewhat civil towards Jane. Whereas everybody else treated her like she was always doing something wrong. So when Bessie comes back and says, "Oh, Mrs. Reed wants to see you," I was like,
and
I was giving Bessie the stank eye. I was like, Bessie,
And
you're not here for that.
people in hell want hot water. I mean,
I was just,
want cold water.
and then when she gets all the way there, Miss Reed talks about, oh yeah, you have a rich uncle that's in the islands. And
But I told him you were dead.
I was like, bitch.
When I tell y'all the things that went through my head of what could, I mean, she was dying anyway. I'm going to hell. The things that went through my head of the shit that could have been done by the hand of Jane.
Yeah.
Just to get a little bit of revenge, to avenge herself.
She was too nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stayed for a month and a week to help those motherfucking pampered bitches get themselves together and decide to, y'all got somewhere to go. Y'all don't got to go to work. I got a job to get back to. You were given 2 weeks leave and your ass was gone for a month and a week.
A month and a half. I know. It was like ridiculous. Ridiculous. But
and
then
it annoyed me how easily she fell back into the servant role with them.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out why that was. And I wonder if it wasn't because she felt like she was at a good place at
Lowood. No,
yeah,
at Thornfield.
At Thornfield, she was at a good place, and she was like, "Why be mean? You know, it's fine. It's water
because you can. What do you mean?
Look, I know,
but it's also one of those things where she encountered so much. She's a person who encountered so much meanness in her life that she just doesn't have it.
I feel like she just felt like
she didn't learn. She didn't learn, and you can't I should not be upset that she didn't learn how to be a bitch.
I feel like she was thinking, look, I'm in a good
place. Yeah.
I'm a good place. So I have no reason to continue hating this woman even more than, I did before.
I appreciated her, how she read her before she left.
Clearly she could have, after telling her, oh yeah, I told your uncle that you were dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But she never forgot how Jane read her at age 10.
Yeah.
Before she went to Lowood School. She never forgot how Jane read her before.
I was like, kids don't lie about that kind of stuff. Yeah, but then in the end, I love the fact that when she did get her inheritance, which was £20,000 to share it with her cousins.
See, that's
and the other one's like, keep your money. We don't need your money. It's like, okay, well then don't take it if you don't want. But
that and the selflessness of Jane in saying, you're going to take it because you don't deserve to be disowned anymore because of what your father did or a fallout that the adults had. You don't deserve to be disowned. But then she says, and I will love you as my brother and you will love me as your sister if you choose to have me. The way that I said in my head, I am buying your affiliation. I'm your fucking sister. But he didn't want to see her. Now we get more of it because he wanted to marry her and take her to India. So he would have had a good 20K anyway, because she knew, looking at her constitution and how weak and sickly she had been, that she would have died. So he would have been scot-free with 20 grand anyway.
And plus, he even with the way the society goes, he would have the main voice of that account. Since he
was saying not to split any of it. He wanted her to keep the whole 20 grand. So he would have gotten it anyway. And by the way, I looked it up. £20,000 is like $2.4 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It was a lot of money for that time period.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. She went a long way with just 20.
Yeah. That's why she was like, look, I can give you 5 and your sister's 5.
She's like, I've never had this. I don't need it. Yeah. You all have already expressed that this is an issue, that you all aren't used to this and how you're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Without it, you can have it. And because I don't need all of this shit. Like the selflessness. And then
Yeah,
the
I thought
behind
it
it,
was
y'all,
really
St. John can
funny.
kiss my ass.
Yeah, I didn't like him at
Oh,
all. And I forgot how much I hated him. I was like you, I forgot how horrible that character really is.
All the men are awful in this
Oh
book.
my
yes.
God,
Yes.
Lord
The
Jesus.
only nice ones are like the servants.
The only nice one was Bertha's brother because he
Bertha's
gave
brother.
enough of a damn to go get the
Yeah,
proof
Mason that
that
came back.
he was married, that Rochester was married, because
Yep.
I swear, y'all, Rochester saw somebody who had nothing. And aside from any real feelings that he may have for or may have developed for her as time went along, I believe that he latched onto this heifer because he saw a way out where he could get the fruits of the fuckery fruits of marriage and fool her when he knew what her actual status was. And because she had nobody and nobody cared about her, he would have gotten away scot-free, marrying her in a week, whisking her
Mhm.
off immediately after the marriage to a whole
Mhm.
nother country, making sure that Adele was put in school. Like, she would have been fine raising Adele. She went to the damn school when she got back. It was like, nah, boo, you coming with me.
Yeah, Adele, poor Adele. Well, I think Adele kind of lucked out though, because Jane being there allowed her to get a decent education in the beginning, and then when she was shipped off to another school, which was not the great
Mm-hmm.
fit for her. When Jane came back, it allowed her to rectify and put her into a better school where she could come home on a regular
And
basis.
how could he put her with the money that he had? How could he put her in? It sounded like the same kind of charity school that Jane was in. You got money.
Yeah, it sounds like it was really strict, is what she said.
Mhm.
So I assume that was similar to that, or maybe not as stark with the food and stuff like that,
And
but
the
it was still
shaving of their hair because
it was
they're getting
probably
to be they look too much, they look too girly, they're too prim. Why do they have their hair braided? Cut it
yeah,
out, grow
while
the hair
his
the
wife
fuck
and daughter
out.
got furs on and everything else going. I was
And
just
they're
like,
serving
man,
you. They're eating too much, but feed me my three square,
I was just like, this
sir.
man right here. Mm-mm. And then the thing is, like, the girl with the curly hair. Why is her hair like that? Her hair is naturally curly. And he was like, oh, well, it's just gonna have to go. And I was like, oh my
It's
God.
too pretty.
Mm.
Ugh, while his wife and daughter are wearing furs and all the rest of the mess. I was like,
Y'all.
mm-mm. But then he wound up losing his job real quick. When everybody got typhoid, they found out the children was dying left and right,
Hmm.
and it was poorly taken
They
care
were
of.
they were malnourished. They
Oh, they
didn't
should
have the
have it.
resources or anything that they needed to take care of a sick person, much less
Yeah,
an outbreak.
yeah, they shipped his ass on out of there. He became the treasurer and no
Hmm.
longer was running the school anymore.
Mm.
And then that allowed them to rebuild the school, which I thought was really good. Um, so yeah, I think the religion part is a bit of a theme in the story. It kind of creeps up on you though,
Does
because
it?
yeah, a little bit, because in the beginning you're not really in the
Well,
beginning you're
that's
just
because the reads are garbage.
yeah, you're into the you're really into the to the social classes really in your face,
Hmm.
and then it slips into the religion.
Mm.
Because social class is another big theme in the
In the
book as
book, yeah.
Yeah.
well.
I really. It's weird reading it again because just the things you notice. Like, man,
Yeah,
I should reread a lot of classics again because, like, I was like,
yeah,
this
No,
is.
you,
it's
bruh,
different.
you shouldn't. I
I mean,
don't think I can.
like, how old were you when you read it the first time, Michael?
I was in high school, probably. It's either 10th or ninth grade, so freshman or sophomore year, if I can remember. But it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. I mean, I
Yeah.
was 14 when I read it the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember finding it in the library and saying, "Okay, I'll read this," and I took it home, and I was in that book for a week.
Mm.
I loved it so much. And then when I read it again, I was in my 20s. And now that I'm reading again, like I said, I forgot that part where Mr. Rochester was pretending to be a gypsy,
Yeah.
what reading people's palms and shit. I was like,
And the way that entire episode happened, like what was the purpose? He knew that the chick that he was
yeah,
trying to marry, that wasn't going to happen, because he fucking preyed on Jane. She was too connected. She was too well
yeah,
known. There was no way that the ruse that he was attempting to create with having this bullshit marriage and having her as a mistress, that would not have worked out.
yeah. And I feel like, with the girl he was dangling over, oh, I'm gonna marry her. That was just to make Jane jealous and
Jealous.
crazy.
You think so?
Yeah,
Worked.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. She fell
yeah.
for that shit, hook, line, and sinker.
I know
But
he was
she's
doing that
19.
for jealous, you know. He's like, yeah, I'm getting married and blah blah blah, and because he wanted to see how she was gonna react.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, Rochester was totally manipulative. I agree.
oh yeah, no, yeah. The thing though
Very.
is like when I first read this, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Rochester. I was like, oh, this. I mean, I can
And
kind of see it,
Okay, so
but
I'm of the three of
rereading
us.
it.
Go ahead,
Mhm.
Michael.
No, go ahead.
Of the three of us, I'm the only one who read this as an adult.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So he's been trash. So rereading it for you,
you know
Michael,
what it
what?
is? You know what it is? I think it's the language. It's
Yeah,
it's the way that it's written in a way. It's like
It's so
I'm not
pretty.
gonna, I was like, yeah, it's so pretty.
yeah, it is. The
I
language
fell
is
hook,
beautiful.
line, and sinker.
The language
there's-
is beautiful, but Mr.
Yes.
Rochester is manipulative as hell.
Yeah.
Okay,
Again,
right?
I got manipulated. That's what happened.
Don't get it twisted. He is manipulative as hell. But
Yes, the whole Jane knowing if he's getting married, because Jane is like, okay, if you're getting married, yes, I'm in love with you. Yes, this fucking sucks because you don't love me because I'm not attractive and I look plain and I'm pale. Oh shit, I did not mean all that sarcasm to come out. But she realizes that she has to go. She's got to find another job. And so she's trying to figure out who, because apparently you can't yourself be the person to put the ad out that you need a job for a governor.
Said, oh, I'm gonna send you to Ireland to take care of this family that got 4 daughters. I said, this man right here getting on my last nerve with this.
And he was gonna show up in Ireland. The whole
Yeah.
wanting to control that, and I think that's what I like about Jane, and that's what I hate about the men in this story. The attempts at controlling her when she's made her desires known. And even in her going back to Rochester, she went back because she wanted to go back. When she felt that she needed to leave, she got the fuck out.
Yeah, but it's Alba says she doesn't admire her courage, is strength and courage. I do admire her strength and courage, because in that time period, going through what she went through, most women would have probably died off or got married to the wrong ass man who would have just
They would have gone to India and died in 2 months.
It would have ruined them. And she was able to, especially when Rochester was trying to make her his mistress. That's what I said. Yes, Jane. She said, oh, hell no, you're not making me your mistress.
Right.
I'm out of here.
And
Like,
the same
She was not going to be
thing
nobody's
with,
second.
I think she has very good will and strength. I
the
admire
same
it.
with St. John. When St. John said you can go,
I'm not married to
you have to marry her. I'm not married. I want to go to be your help mate, your co-person, your co-worker, not your life partner, because that's gross, because you're my brother.
Yeah.
And the sisters were happy about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the sisters were like, thank God you didn't know. You can't go there. You would die in like 3 months. You'd be
But
dead.
they were happy. They were happy that St. John proposed to her. Also,
but
his name is so pretentious.
That she was going to stay in England. That's why.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So you can't go to England. You'll be dead in 3 months. So they're like, no, you can't marry our brother, So then they changed their mind.
I want to read. I have not read Wuthering Heights, and
not me either.
is even worse.
It's a
Okay?
Christmas
Ooh.
movie that makes me want to read Wuthering Heights
that
because
Wuthering
there's this
Heights
whole
is
thing, this whole argument that happens,
They
and
full of
Is
some
it
nasty people
really
now.
bleak? I want if it's
Yeah,
bleak.
there's some nasty people in the
yeah.
Wuthering Heights now.
Ooh,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna like that
isn't
then.
most of what's written in those days bleak? That's the thing that always kills me too, where people are like, "Well, I'm tired of reading about black trauma." Okay, read about white trauma.
White
The
trauma.
fuck you want? It's all fucking trauma. Fuck you mean? I'm sorry.
Wait, let's see. I hated this. Oh, Amalota didn't like that she goes back. Look, I forgive the
didn't-
girl.
Yeah, I don't think that I cared.
Yeah,
I don't think that
I'm
I
not gonna lie. I was
cared
like,
that
okay,
she
I kind
went
of see it.
back.
I was like, yeah, go
Yeah,
back,
I
girl.
I
Go
don't
back, girl.
think that I cared that she went back. I cared more that she did not fall for St. John's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I
that she
cared
did
for.
not become Mr.
Yeah.
Rochester's mistress.
Yeah,
I
Because
feel
when you
like
think about
those
it,
tropes-
it's like the
Right.
dynamic of them, it kind of reverses back because now he is the one that needs to be taken care of.
mm-hmm.
But then at the end, it's like, okay, he's getting his sight back, kinda, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Miraculously, because Jane is back.
Yeah.
Are you wearing something with a blue hue on today? Like
Yeah.
I was like, this is so fucking hilarious. Like now
Funny.
that you got your Jane back, it's hilarious. Now you can
It's very
see a
funny.
little bit.
Yeah,
But
it is
I
funny.
also liked the retelling, and fuck that bartender as well, who was like, he faulted Jane for leaving and leaving
Yeah.
Mr. Rochester so destitute because he was so upset and so
Yeah.
depressed
Yeah,
for
like
2
he
months.
didn't know what he was talking
He
about.
was a philanderer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he didn't know what he was talking about. I was just like, shut up.
did y'all read on this version? It's really after the
Bruh.
conclusion
Wait, hold on.
on this version, they're teddy bear, they're gummy bears.
But there are so
I
many.
got a lot
Okay,
of
see,
tabs too.
I just picked this up today so that I could go back through because I read it on Kindle, so I could go back through and tab what I highlighted on Kindle.
I had a lot, but not maybe as many as Michael, but I did.
Yo, Michael got that shit tabbed up.
Yeah, like, yeah.
But on this edition, it's funny because if you actually, I was like, wait, what is this? After the conclusion, there's a part in here where they it's like reviews of the book from when the book was published. Did you read that? Didi? I know you have to say.
I see. I see. There's a section in this one because I just picked this one up today. So
It's
there's a section in this one that has comments and questions. Then there are endnotes. Go ahead.
Yeah, this one has one. It's called Opinions of the Press.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
So I need to get another fucking book.
Legit, they thought it was written by a man. That's wild. Oh, Anna asked any favorite quotes. Let me find.
I do. I have some.
Look at Michael's tabs. I don't. Let me go to my Kindle because I ain't got a damn thing tabbed in here yet.
I'm not gonna lie. It's the one where Rochester confesses his love. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, Pam says it was published under a male name, so it wasn't published under Charlotte Bronte.
So no, at the time, because I read the introduction at the time, it was a pen name. And so all the reviews for it, they were like, oh, a man definitely would have written this because there's no way he could understand. There's no way a woman. I was like, okay, girl. Hold on, let me find out favorite quote.
Find the quotes. There's so many.
There is this. Yeah, it's the writing. It's good. It's tragic,
here's
but it's
one.
good.
It's on page 391.
In your version.
Okay, let the congregation turn to page 391.
No. Eradicate from the heart whose soil has never been loosened and fertilized by education. They grow there, firm as weeds among stones. That line right there is everything.
Okay, I don't think that's on my 391 because we all have different versions,
it's
y'all.
chapter 29, and it's right at the beginning.
Okay.
Like the second or third page, the paragraph starts, it was full.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
It was full of the fragrance.
Got it. That's 395 for me. So not that far off.
Okay, so it's where it starts prejudices.
Prejudice, okay.
My voice is bad. You can read it again if you want.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead, read it again.
Okay.
So people can...
Prejudices, it is well known, are most difficult to eradicate from the heart whose soil has never been loosened or fertilized by education. They grow there, firm as weeds among stones.
So that was
Mm.
when she was talking to the Hannah, the cook,
Yeah.
had judged Jane as being thinking that she was like a bum or something.
Oh yeah, she thought that she was a vagrant.
Yeah, I thought that line was
Yeah.
really
Because she asked her, "Did you go? Did you? Where were you begging before you got here?"
Mm. The one that I tabbed on here is when it's Rochester and Jane. I think this is the first time that they confess to each other, and she goes, "Do you think I can stay to become nothing to you? Do you think I am an automaton, a machine without feelings, and can bear to have my morsels of bread snatched from my lips and my drop of living water dashed from my cup?" And then this whole long thing, and I was like,
Why do we read so differently and we have that same? I highlighted that.
"Oh, really?"
I
yeah.
highlighted that. Yeah.
The part said, "Do you think because I am poor, obscure, plain, and little, I am soulless and heartless? You think wrong. I have as much soul as you, and full as much heart." I was like, "This is so good." I was like, "Okay, I kind of see it, but at the same time, yeah, you are being manipulated." But still,
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah. I did not. Oops. See, I didn't start highlighting until I got mad. So
Oh God.
I have some very yeah, like one of my notes in my Kindle says bitch ass bastard.
Yeah, and I have a
Whoa.
couple that said, "He's a lie." I was writing, "He's a lie" every time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is from it's from Saint John. This is not a favorite quote, but this is what stems the bitch ass bastard. Your own fortune will make you independent of society's aid, and thus you may still be spared the dishonor of breaking your promise and deserting the band you engaged to join.
Yeah.
That's when he was trying to convince her to
Yeah, he
go,
was
like
doing a
she had
terrible
ever
job.
said yes, that she would go to India with him.
Yeah, he was doing a
Mm.
terrible job of it though, because she wasn't buying it.
Do y'all read the introductions to like classics
No,
before?
never.
Really? I love reading it.
Introduction, I read it after I finish it.
After.
Oh no,
Yeah, after.
Because if
no, I
you
read
read
it
it
before.
before, it gives away
Yes,
every
yes.
fucking thing.
But when you're rereading, I don't think it's that bad of a thing to
No,
read it before.
my
No,
favorite.
I would read it after though. After.
Oh
Yeah.
no, well, my favorite part in here is in the introduction. It talks about it's on page numeral 21, DD. But it talks about the word of her last name, Eyre, and so it suggests Eyre like Heir, Eyre,
Mhm.
Haire apostrophe er, like the way that the use of the word heir, and then when you think about it, as the story progresses, she is an heir. Like she gets the money and she gets
Mhm.
like her life, and I was like, oh my god, this is so smart.
Yeah.
Who did y'all's introduction?
Who is this?
Uh,
I think it's
Stevie Davis.
Okay, we don't even have the same fucking introduction.
Yeah.
Mine is
Oh,
by
you have it? The
Susan
same?
Huh? Who's yours?
Yeah, it's the same.
Steve. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, God damn it. Okay.
And it's got also notes on the text a little bit further on as well.
And
Okay.
in the introduction, and I picked it up too as I was reading, but he mentions on there, Davis mentions like about, because when I hear the rhythm, I think that's like my favorite part and why I enjoy the writing so much, is because there's like this synchronization and like the
Mhm.
syntax of the words. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is amazing. I was like,
Yeah,
this is so good.
It's a good book for that.
Yeah.
But that,
The actual reading experience is almost lyrical.
yeah, the
Yes.
language is not heavy like in a
Mhm.
lot of other
Oh my
classics
god.
in the same period. It doesn't read the same. It's and then I love what they said.
And Michael reads so many
Directly
fucking
to reader.
classics. It's
She goes
disgusting.
directly to reader. She said,
This
reader,
is just
I don't want to do that. Or reader, I like that. That's probably one of the best things about it is she speaks to the reader.
Yeah.
How well
I was
it's
like-
written. I just think it's brilliant.
It's really good. I
Alba
loved
says
it.
she'll read it after too if she has.
Okay, now after I
if
read
she
my
has
book,
time.
my book was all twisted up.
What you mean?
My book was like this, like turn. So I had to turn it back. I had to
Oh my gosh.
from having it be open like this.
Mm.
Yeah, honey, that cloth bound was suffering. Okay, because it's
I was surprised the edition that I got. Well, the copy that I got, it was like it looked brand new. Like I was like, for $8, yes,
that's good. $8.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit up my second and Charles to see if they have that edition. Cause
I know.
Pam Pam says there's a great BBC drama a couple of years ago about the siblings and trying to get published.
About Diana and
the Brontes.
The Brontes.
Oh, okay.
Very troubled.
I remember that.
They had a hard time dealing with him. Okay.
Okay, well, there's the Reed boy.
Yeah, and has anybody seen a good adaptation of Jane Eyre?
I have not watched a single adaptation of Jane Eyre.
I haven't seen one of Jane Eyre.
I have not.
Not a single solitary one.
So I'm asking out there if anyone has one, because if they do, drop it in there.
Yes,
so
let us know. Don't have us looking at shit that's trash. If you know better.
The BBC one with Ruth Wilson is excellent.
Who's
Ruth Wilson?
Thank you. I got my phone right here to see the chat. And
he looks like a Mr. Rochester. 4 episodes. Hold up now.
How many episodes?
4. It's a 4 as in it's the British edition, so it's probably really long.
Okay, but no, they should be like an hour or two, like mini series.
Yeah,
I'm thinking mini series.
It's a mini series. I can see how they could split this up into 4 sections. Oh, it says the screenplay does. Okay, well.
Okay.
Well, I'll look it up.
Oh, there's one here where it's a Michael Fassbender plays Rochester.
I don't need to see him. Nope. You cannot have Michael Fassbender play an ugly person or someone who's not traditionally beautiful.
His face.
Like that's not possible. That's not.
And then
that's not.
The
possible.
girl that's playing Jane Eyre is Mia Wasikowska.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who she is either. And Judi Dench plays Mrs. Fairfax.
That's worth watching.
Yeah,
I fuck with Jude's. That's worth watching.
And I don't know who any of these other people are.
Okay, Pam says the episodes are at least an hour long.
I don't know any of these.
I think if they were 2 hours long, Pam, you would remember that. So I'm gonna say that means that they're an hour long.
This one came out in 2012, and it was directed by Carrie Joji Fukunaga.
Oh,
Is that the one with Michael Fassbender?
Now.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Michael Fassbender be a fine ass Mr. Rochester. That is not. No, I'm not watching that shit.
I'm dying because it's true. It is an oxymoron.
It is completely wrong. Completely wrong.
This trailer looks really good. I ain't gonna lie. It looks like just how I envisioned it.
Pam said, Ruth Wilson is my Jane and Toby Stevens is my Rochester.
Oh, I can kind of see. Okay.
You're right, Amalola. That is the thing, romanticizing Jane Eyre, and there is nothing romantic about this story.
Let's get into that.
There is nothing romantic about this
story.
Not a thing. If this is what you consider to be romance, you have not had a healthy relationship.
Yeah, no. Well,
with not just with someone that you screwing, with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, like the man who has the hidden wife up in the attic, who's crazy that while he's trying to get married to somebody else when he's already married.
While he's
There is
forcibly
nothing
making this impressionable 19-year-old girl who has no life experience fall in
Yeah,
love with him by spending
30.
clandestine time. Like, how
yeah,
inappropriate is it for this time period for him to just be walking along with the servant? Like, the first thing that the chick's mama says when she comes into the house is a story where Jane isn't hearing about a governess
yeah,
usurping a marriage and taking a woman's husband. It's
exactly.
not what you do. So the fact that
Yeah.
you're taking, I'm sorry, I'm not going to see him as somebody who was not preying
Amala
on
says that you hear
Jane.
it all the time.
You do.
It's probably because like a lot of
Olivia
those.
just got. I need us all to look at the chat and see how autocorrect just fucked up Olivia.
Michael.
Oh my gosh! Autocorrect
Why
just
do you
did you
think
so
people
wrong.
romanticize it?
Well, because it's a love story between Mr. Rochester and Jane Eyre, but that's not the whole story.
That's not the
It's
whole
tragic when
story,
you
and
think
it's
about
not
it.
even like it's not even what I would consider a love story, because you don't get a development of their relationship. There's no development of relationship.
Well,
She
you see
sees
a little bit of, you can tell with a conversation how it changes. You can tell how the conversation goes from,
formal to
governess
informal.
to employer to,
But she
it's her,
consistently calls his ass master.
she even calls him that once she goes back.
Once she goes back.
Yeah.
Like, can you call him Edward? You've born his spawn.
Yeah.
Can you call him
Yeah.
Edward?
Alba puts love conquers all and rolls her eyeballs.
Oh my gosh.
Does it though?
People saying
Oh,
English classic and people forcing it. Jane is a martyr. Like,
I'm a Lola. That is that is.
I wouldn't call Jane a martyr. I mean, like,
but I think Jane is seen as a martyr. I don't think Amala is saying that she agrees with that statement. I think she's saying that Jane, when people are looking at it, Jane is seen as a martyr in this situation, and martyrdom for love is bullshit.
That's bullshit. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
What do you
want? But she's one of the better female characters in classic novels, because some of them be doing
I 100%
like they have no qualms. Like, I just finished reading the classic La Joie de Vivre, which is by Zola. Child, you want to talk about women doing some stupid shit? Baby.
Now, are those books translated?
Yeah, they are. They're translated. I'm telling you, that book made me so mad. I was like, this girl is just dumb. Okay, she's dumb. Now that one, if you put that one next to this one, Jane looks like a real fighter next to the.
Jane looks like a fighter on her own, because you see things that are happening and ways that Jane is sticking to her own ideals, her own morals, and her own desires that you don't see other women doing, who don't have, like, Jane is sticking to this and she has nothing to fall back on. The women in this story who are sticking to their morals or what they want to do have something to fall back on. The Reed sisters, Diana, and what is the other sister's name?
Mary,
Diana and Mary, they have something else to fall back on. They don't just have themselves. Jane only has herself, and she is like, if I'm gonna be fucked up, I'm gonna be fucked up by my damn self.
Well, the thing about
and I'm gonna be happy with myself.
Those two books have something in common. So, in
Zola and Jane,
Pauline doesn't have any family anymore either. Her parents are both died.
Okay.
She's alone as well. So when I was reading the book, I was like, baby, Pauline, nope, she a dummy. Yeah, done.
How do you guys think? Because I'm actually reading a description for Wild, Beautiful, and Free, so that's why we're reading this.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yes,
she
that's.
got this mess.
I'm reading the description, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds
I
good."
haven't even read the
Sounds
description,
good.
Michael.
I know.
Read the description. I haven't even read the
Read
description.
the description. Yeah, Michael, read it.
So, born the daughter of an enslaved woman and a Louisiana plantation owner, Jeanette Bebin.
Mm-hmm.
Bebin is raised alongside her white half-sister until her father suddenly dies. His vindictive wife refuses 12-year-old Jeanette her inheritance and sells her into slavery. Now on her own, Jeanette must fight the injustice she faced because of her mixed race. She escapes enslavement and travels from Mississippi to Philadelphia to New York to Ohio, all while searching for purpose, love, and her place in a country torn asunder by the Civil War. So, okay. Everything seems to fall into place when she meets Christian Robichaud Colchester? I don't know how to pronounce that with a French accent. The white proprietor of Fortitude Mansion, a safe haven for escaped slaves where Jeanette teaches. But despite their instant connection, Jeanette isn't convinced she belongs in his circle. In a world that tells her she doesn't fit anywhere, Jeanette must decide what's more important, bending to the expectations of others or embracing her true self.
Oh, this is gonna be so fucking good. I'm so.
What?
This is okay. The fact that number one, she's older. She's 12 as opposed to 10. And instead of like having the school be a safe haven for her from this is gonna be so good.
I mean, if anything, from her last adaptation that we did.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was good. That last one was good.
Yeah.
And if you all did not read the last book that we read, it was Unforgivable Love by Sophfronia Scott, and it was an adaptation of Dangerous Liaisons set during the Harlem Renaissance with a completely black cast.
Okay, can we get back to that name? Christian Robichaud Colchester.
Okay. That sounds white.
I appreciate the Chester being in there. Like
Colchester.
But that is and not keeping it. Oh, this is gonna be so I'm just
This is gonna be good, guys.
I purposely had not read the synopsis before reading Jane Eyre. Not before reading the book, before reading Jane Eyre. Because I didn't want to be thinking about that and how that adaptation was going to go while I was reading Jane Eyre. But yeah, I am very intrigued as to how this is going to go. Who is there going to be a St. John? That's intriguing, number one, because I need
no St. John. I'm going to be a bit disappointed. There's got to be.
I would be too. Yeah, I would be too.
Because you know what, she might be able to use after the Civil War, as for her to get placed somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a St. John. Trust me.
Okay.
I don't know
and
what his name
is. And we get to go with her.
Yeah,
the whole East Coast into the Midwest. That's also
so I'm thinking
going
it says
to be...
she's going to meet Colchester at this Fortitude Mansion. So I'm thinking the Civil War is going to probably break out. So something's going to happen, and then she's going to get separated from him. She probably wouldn't. I don't know. We'll read it when it comes out.
The book title is Beautiful.
I'll write it down.
I mess it up. Yeah, thank you, Michael. See, I put beautiful first.
Wild, Beautiful, and Free.
I made a boo boo.
What you do?
I put an E on beautiful by accident.
Oh.
Wild, Beautiful, and Free.
And it's by
Sophfronia Scott.
I'm going to be interested in that because why didn't she just call it Jeanette?
No, because they didn't want her to call it that. That's what it originally was called, actually.
Jeanette Bebin?
Because she did a post and she tagged me, and the title was Jeanette Bebin.
Bebin.
Was the title
okay.
of her manuscript.
They
obviously changed it to Wild, Beautiful, and Free.
Okay.
So I guess it's just because
you're giving us all the tea.
I just heard in my head, I heard the first woman versus a woman is made of water, a woman is a body of water, or whatever the fuck they changed
Oh yeah, Woman is the Body of the Water as opposed to First Woman.
The First Woman, yeah.
Yeah.
By oh my gosh, Chanelo Okaranta is in my head, and that is not correct. The author who wrote Chintu that we've discussed. Not Jennifer Nasabuga Makumbi. There we go. Jeez. Y'all, my brain is trash.
But yes, for everyone in the chat, that's why we read Jane Eyre to
Yeah, we
prepare
were
for
reading
this.
it for that. So if you haven't seen the cover, it's like this: wild, beautiful, and free.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
It's a beautiful cover.
It's a very beautiful cover.
House in the background with this. I guess it looks like a plantation.
Field, a plantation field.
Yeah.
And you have like fields in the front, but it's the back. The sky in the back is like, it looks like a storm is coming or something.
Well, one is.
Hold up now, they got a sample on here.
Pre-order your book, please. Get your books because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. Now, if you didn't read Unforgivable,
you can pre-order.
Unforgivable Love was a retelling of Dangerous Liaison. So if you haven't read that one, it's really good. Dangerous Liaison. It's by a French author. I think it's 18th century though. But the thing about that one is really good is it's epistolary form.
Yup.
Yeah. And I still have not read, and that's why I'm also really happy that we did this because I did not read Dangerous Liaison. I still haven't read it. I did not read Dangerous Liaisons before reading Unforgivable Love, but I do still plan to read it because I own my own copy. Galaklos, that's his name.
If you like epistolary, I highly recommend you read it.
And it's messy in the best way.
Yes, yeah.
It is super messy.
But if you have seen like Cruel Intentions and the movie Dangerous Liaisons, if you have seen those movies,
done really well.
Yeah, they're done really well. This is the only time that you will ever hear me probably say that the movie is really well for an adaptation.
But I felt like that one was done really good, and I'd read the book. But the book is really good for people who like epistolary formats.
Yeah.
That's like what's really done super well.
Okay, y'all, I'm sorry, but I am reading the first chapter of this, and I was like, ooh, there's already differences.
Well, of course, they're gonna be
differences. We want them to be differences. It's not a white gaze story. So there are going to be an abundance of differences, and there's going to be a lot of differences because not only is it not a white gaze story, it starts during slavery. So
yeah, there's going to be some common denominators, but there are going to be differences.
Michael, you get on my nerves.
I'm reading it right now, y'all.
I
know. Now you should definitely read Dangerous Liaison.
Yes.
Also, I love the film. The film was good too.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at
it, Michael.
Apparently there's a new adaptation going on right now.
Of what?
Dangerous Liaison.
Why?
I think it's on Showtime or something like that.
That means it's just a lot of fucking.
Are you kidding me? You realize how good that other one was with Glenn Close and what's his name? What's the dude's name? Oh my God. It starts with an M.
Michael, your fingers are going a mile a minute.
What's his name? Somewhere with an M.
Malkovich. The fact that I couldn't think of that and I adore him is dumb.
I could only think of the M part.
Yeah, John Malkovich.
There's nobody that can do that better than those two.
Yeah.
And then it had the young girl was played by Uma Thurman, and she was so good in it, Uma Thurman, because she played like this really young, naive, virgin, and I think it was one of her first big roles was for Uma Thurman. No, I don't even know why they bothered. Showtime should have just left that where it was.
No, Michael Douglas was in Disclosure.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Michael Douglas.
It was John Malkovich. If you've seen the movie Red, John Malkovich is the crazy guy that has the bear with the rocket in it. The pig with a rocket in it.
So I'm gonna ask, would you guys read anything else by Charlotte Bronte?
Oh yeah.
I want to read Villette next, since I heard that Villette is kind of an autobiography fiction novel. Because I haven't read Villette yet, so that's what What would you read next?
I don't
hold on.
freaking know.
The 2022 edition. Don't even look at it, y'all. Of this Dangerous Liaison. It's first of all, it's from Netflix, so red flag. Yeah, no. I can just from this trailer, no. Anyways, what were we saying?
Oh shit! Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm.
That was hilarious.
No.
All right, hold on.
So, it was at Stars. It wasn't Showtime. Oh my god, it was canceled after. Oh, wait, there's a whole bunch of versions. Okay, there's too many.
Yeah, but the best one is John Malkovich and Glenn Close. Like, yeah, ain't nobody got nothing on that film.
Mm.
Oh, but I love this.
I think I might read Wuthering Heights next.
Ooh.
Oh, child, there's people in that Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, I want the mess.
Listen,
I want the mess.
What are these mess?
Give me mess on the page.
Wait, what? I'm gonna have to leave you on that. You're gonna be on
Albert Michael Douglas was Fatal Attraction with Glenn Close.
I have this
Glenn Close.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was doing it on Haul and I found this because I was like, "Ooh, this is Sense and Sensibility." Oh no, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Okay, yeah, I read that already. I ain't reading that again.
Yeah, I haven't read this.
I liked it. I didn't love
years.
It. I liked it.
I haven't.
But it's pretty next to this one. Now
they match.
Yeah,
they match.
Yeah, it's the collection. I thought
not in her day.
Oh,
wow.
Hold on now.
Damn.
Damn.
You take my shades off. Shit.
Oh, I was showing this edition of Dangerous Liaison. This is the Penguin Black edition.
That's not the one I have.
Wait, that's the one I have.
I have the one in French. I don't have the translation.
Of course you do.
But I think this would be a great translation because it's Penguin. They do good translations.
Yeah. Although if you're reading the Count of Monte Cristo, Penguin has 2 translations. The bus one is the best.
Yo, I have too many books. I don't know where.
No, you don't. You just don't know where the book is.
Oh, there's also the Oxford World's Classics edition as well. That's probably a good edition. I like this cover a lot better.
Yeah, that's the one that I have seen the most, but I don't think. Let me go get the one that I have. I don't think that's the one I have.
Would probably be good, and that cover looks like it's on the money. Oh, Anne Bronte, yeah, she's on my list as well. Anne Bronte, I think it's
You know what I really want to read as like one of those things is Middlemarch. I've never actually finished that.
I was gonna read Middlemarch and at one point, and I just didn't get around to it. It's really, really long, but the writing is very beautiful.
Yeah, people say it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where my Dangerous Liaison is. There's too many books in here.
Yeah, but you're getting rid of them.
Yeah, but that's the one I.
Wildfell Hall is one of the ones I have on my list as well. That's by Anne Bronte. But I want to read Villette and I want to read Shirley by Charlotte Bronte.
I can't easily find mine either. I thought it was on one bookshelf.
I got too many books in this bitch. I can't find nothing.
There is too many books. Even with
it's not too many books. Stop saying that. It's not too many.
I can't find mine.
I totally understand that, Lola, and I have not read an abundance of classics, like, and then the ones that I've read, I kind of want to read over because we didn't discuss them. Like when I hear people talk about how they discussed classics in school, I'm like, what the fuck was my school?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm missing out because I read a bunch of I've done quite a few rereads lately, and I've just been like, damn, that was good.
Yeah.
I reread last year East of Eden, and I just
I remember. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah,
that shit was good. Okay, it was so.
And I actually did. Did Michael say he wanted to read Middlesex?
No, he was saying Middlemarch.
Middlemarch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That because the reread of that book was just and then I reread what was it, Faulkner, and I reread what's it called, the one with Joe Christmas.
What was the Faulkner book that you reread?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of the name of it right now. Shit.
Because I don't think I knew that was a reread.
I did it. I read it for the podcast. Light in August.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. I mean, that man could write.
Yeah, that's the for all the rereads that I've had to do recently. That's why I've been doing them. It's for book
I'm about ready to reread The Sound and the Fury though. Because it's been a minute since I read that. I read it in college, and I read it in senior year of high school.
I tried to read The Pillars of the Earth, Lola, and I wasn't into it. I may need to try again.
Everybody says that it's really good though.
Of course I'm sorry. Y'all been working on my sarcasm. Of course they do. It was an Oprah book.
Oh, is that why they say it's good? I just thought people said it's good because they like it.
I am totally like, I feel like, and it's the Oprah effect. It's a real thing. She's earned it. But I feel like the Oprah effect helps with a lot of these. That's why anyway.
Does it though?
But yeah.
I don't know.
Think about the guy who wrote a million. What was it? The pieces of me that was supposed to be autobiographical. That was a lie.
It was a lie.
That was a lie. He had his like what next couple of how many books later was I Am Number 4, and it was made into a movie.
Child. Yeah, I guess you.
Not only did he get the money for the original book that he wrote, but he got to be on Oprah twice for that shit. Like that's publicity you can't fucking buy.
Yeah, I know.
You can't buy that fucking publicity, and you got to be on Oprah twice. And the second time, you had to grovel and be like, "I'm so sorry, I lied." Yada yada. Yeah. So now those who loved your book and thought that it was real are feeling pity and feeling bad for you, and then you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, a mess.
So that's what I mean when I say, of course they do.
Lola, you should read some of the American classics. Like, definitely read East of Eden.
You're lucky. And when books are chosen by Oprah, I buy my books from the fucking UK because I hate that goddamn sticker.
Okay, Olivia says I'm reading Daphne du Maurier. Now I read
still haven't read it.
Rebecca, and I loved it.
Still haven't read it.
And then I read My Cousin Rachel, and I loved that one too.
Still haven't read
it. You better bring it, Daphne du Maurier.
Yeah. I have Rebecca, and I think I have My Cousin Rachel on Kindle. I think.
You got to read My Cousin Rachel because that book right there, she got it going on with both Rebecca and My Cousin Rachel. They're really good. But I think the next one I'm going to read is The Scapegoat. The Scapegoat is what I want to read next. I'm also I was Oprah and the water. Child, I wasn't. Look, that water dancer showed up, and I didn't read mine till like 6 months after everybody was showing the book, and our buddy read it with Patrice, And Patrice and I was like, what is this? We didn't understand nothing that was going on in that book. It was terrible. I would not recommend it.
Gosh,
I would not
that was
recommend it.
good. I wasn't expecting that laugh. Oh my
I would
gosh.
not recommend it. And I would also recommend that he never write anything else except nonfiction. Okay? Stick to the nonfiction. Stay in your lane. That's what I'm saying. Stay in your lane.
Oh my gosh.
Girl,
Oh
it
shit.
was terrible. I couldn't get
shit.
my away fast enough.
Y'all are funny. I
It
haven't
was
even
terrible.
read it. I think I
would
have
say
it on
don't
Kindle,
bother.
I think I got it off of Neck. I think I requested it. It got
Good luck
got an
with that.
e-art.
When you see what he does to Harriet Tubman, you're gonna be like this.
Oh, I need to read this then.
Harriet
Well,
Tubman.
I need to read it.
To
I need to
freedom!
read it because a very good friend of mine read it and really liked it.
Yeah,
So
let
I
me
have
guess.
Dee Dee on this
Jerry.
side. Yeah, I have Dee Dee on this
That's
side
all I
and
can
then Jerry on this side, and I need to find out
Look,
where I fall.
No, Harriet Tubman don't need all that. She already great. Okay, she already great.
Oh
That's all
shit.
I'm gonna say.
Yo, that laugh was deep.
See, Jennifer said I tried so
So
hard
hard to
enjoy
enjoy
the
the
dancer.
water dancer.
I need to read
Oh
some
my
What
God.
Faulkner
did
some
you
more.
read, Alba? Because like Light in August is the shit. It's so freaking good.
There was that collection that I read from him, and I was like, "Oh, this is really good."
Really good. Like, don't play.
Like
This
he
season
knows how to write for real.
on the
Like-
podcast, you'll hear Christy and I talking about that book.
That's
It's
one
so
of my goals for this year is to because y'all read so many books that I do a horrible job of finding new shit. If it is not in the fantasy, paranormal, science fiction realm, I don't know about it. And some of those I don't fucking know about. So
we try to
One of-
pick books on the podcast that we have read either one of us, or that we have wanted to read and haven't read.
and haven't read. Yeah, so I
That
have
are
like y'all have a whole section in my reading journal for the books that I will read that
So when
come from y'all.
when we decided to read, we knew we had to do a Faulkner, and we said we both said Light in August because the main character is mixed race. So we said let's do this one.
Okay.
And I had already read it, but I think Christy hadn't read it yet. But we both really enjoyed it. The writing is
Okay.
so good.
And
So good.
no, Amalola.
Drinking.
It was in Jerry from Onyx Pages
That
that
book
I'm doing
is
the slow
hard to
read with.
understand. There are
Yeah.
things in that book that don't even make sense, Tatiana. Like, for literally, I am not even lying about that. Like, you'll see something and then you'll see the next scene, you'll be like, how did that
What?
happen?
Yeah, okay.
Look, I read it with
I would suggest he not write anything
Look,
again
I
that's not
told you.
nonfiction. Took me the fuck out.
I recommend he stick with nonfiction. That's all I gotta say. And you know what? I have a sneaky suspicion because that book came out right after the Underground Railroad. And the Underground Railroad has kind of a speculative
Feel.
fiction feel to it. And I feel like he was kind of,
But wasn't he working on that for a long time though?
I don't know. Like,
I thought he was working on that for a really long time.
Don't do it.
But I think he did the smart thing. He led with his strong foot. He led with his nonfiction, and then he was like, "Let me throw this out here and see how it hits."
Bruh.
And then there was Dead Air. That's one of the ones that once it came out, it was like radio silence.
I really feel like the editors failed him tremendously. Because they should have been, I mean, I don't know. I feel like editors aren't really doing their jobs in general. But they failed him on that. They failed him. They should have said tighten up on some things. This doesn't make sense. Rectify
Where's the transition?
Yeah. They didn't do it. You can clearly see they didn't do anything. Did not do anything. Now, if you can get through the book, Tatiana,
Damn.
hats off.
What if you can get through it? Damn.
I got through it because I was buddy reading it with Patrice. If I wouldn't have been buddy reading it with Patrice, I would have dropped it after.
You would have DNF'd it.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know what my dog is doing, but she is having her own party in the hallway.
What is she doing?
I have no idea. I can't see her. But she just knocked up against something.
Okay, the Underground Railroad, I highly recommend. That one is good. Who hasn't been heard from since? Oh,
Okay, The Psychology of Time Travel.
I saw him though in September when he came for
Wait,
the
he
festival.
hasn't been seen since?
She's
No.
talking about
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't been seen since?
I saw him in September and he signed my book.
Okay.
The last book that I had to get signed. Suggestions for you if you like sci-fi. The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a recommendation for you because you like sci-fi.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I can do that, y'all. I got a new laptop. I can do so much shit now. I can function.
New laptop will change your life, huh?
Yo, I can function.
Wait, Alba says I read The Hamlet and started The Town. I don't.
Is that Faulkner, Alba?
Yeah, I think The Hamlet, The Town.
Oh, I'm a low limit. No book has been released since The Water Dancer.
Yeah, I know. Well, he laying low, I guess. I follow a booktuber called Benjamin McAvoy, who has guides for reading a lot of classical English literature, including Middlemarch. Okay.
There are tons of guides for reading English literature, but our English classics, because
And the classics are
still
good.
mainstream.
I feel like
they're good. They're good.
I
But
really
there are
got
tons
that
of
vibe. Like people who don't read classics are missing out, and I mean modern classics as well. Because like last year we read Naguib Mahfouz. Jesus, come on, Naguib. He's great.
Oh my gosh.
Great.
That was a huge recommendation from Dee Dee for those of you who
Oh
were
my
there.
God.
That don't happen much.
Midak Alley. Bring it, Midak Alley.
Wow.
So
that doesn't happen much, y'all. So
I know it was good. And then I read Dickens last year, and I read what's it called? The David Copperfield, and it was so good.
I bought Bleak House. That's the
I haven't read Bleak House yet because that's like, that's the big one. That's
it is. It's thick.
Yes, it's stuff. Okay. So I'm kind of waiting on that one, but I think this year I'm gonna do A Tale of Two Cities and Hard Times because I haven't read those. And I need to read that other one. What's it called? I was supposed to read it with Peter, and I didn't have time. But it's super long, that one.
Oh.
What's it called?
Because she went through a whole bunch of Dickens work. Like, I don't know where she found the days.
Already. I read one with it. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
That little old man and his granddaughter was just gallivanting up in the countryside. I was like, is this realistic? I'm like, this old man right here and his granddaughter are just gallivanting in this countryside. And then it had the most devastating ending.
Okay, well, damn, hold on. I ain't ready.
Let's see. What did I need to read? Where is it? Okay, I need to read A Tale of Two Cities because I haven't read that. I already read Great Expectations, and that's really good. I read A Christmas Carol. That's really good. I read Oliver.
I used to read A Christmas Carol every year.
I just need to read more books.
Michael, you
read
read so much. You read so much. I just need to read more books. You read
Nicholas
so
Nickleby
much.
is excellent.
Is that the one that you read with her?
Yeah, I read that one with her, and it was really good. Nicholas was funny. He was funny as hell. Okay, now, what is the other one? It's called and it's based off of Dickens' life. Little Dorrit. That's it.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
This is the one where the family lives in, like the people who can't pay their bills. They put them in this kind of prison.
I was getting ready to say in jail. They put them in the clink.
It's like but it's a particular kind of jail because you can go in and out. People
Okay.
can go in and out of the jail. And so I think Little Dorrit is kind of sort of be like Dickens because that happened in Dickens' family. I think it was a problem to pay the bills or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. The story of what is it? It's a movie. It's called The Man Who Invented Christmas. And it's about what they believe Dickens went through while writing A Christmas Carol, and it goes back to some of the hardships of how his dad. It wasn't that the whole family in this story; it was just his dad was put in
Yeah,
debtor's prison, and he had to become a boot lad and go work at the shoe creating place to make workhouse. He had to make money
yeah,
for the family, and how difficult that was, and
yeah. Well,
yeah.
it's exactly what Pam said. Dickens' father was put in a debt prison,
Hmm.
and that's what Little Dorrit is about.
Okay.
But you know how many pages it is?
Like
1,000.
I was going to say like 1,000. Yeah.
Okay, my edition I think is 900 and
Michael,
something
did you read Monte Cristo with us?
because I have the vintage edition. So it's a little shorter, but it's a hell of a long book.
Didn't you
Yeah, I
read
read
Monte
it with
Cristo
y'all.
with us? You can do
Yeah.
it. You can do it. I'm not saying we
Yeah.
doing it together, but I'm saying you
But I
can
do
do
want to
it.
read. I do want to read the Lady of the Camellias. I want to read that.
Okay. It's by Dumas.
Yeah.
I think it's just Camille for the English translation because I
Is it
looked that up. I think it's just Camille.
Camellias?
No, Camille. Camille.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that.
That's I looked that up because I don't have that one.
I can't even spell.
Well, welcome to
Oh,
the
La
fucking
Dame
club.
au
Hmm.
Camellia?
Yeah, it's just Camille in English.
Oh, it's a play.
Let me look.
Do you want to talk about for Black History Month? What we're doing?
Yes.
Oh, let me get the book.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Do I even have the book here?
I have mine.
I don't think. No. Let's see if I have the book here.
Yeah, Pam. We've been saying that for centuries. They don't care.
Don't think.
That is basically America and minorities in a nutshell.
Here it is. Like Trees Walking by Ravi Howard.
Yes. You want me to read the back? Didi, can you
Go
hear?
ahead. I think she's getting
Holla.
her copy.
I know, but I don't want to because
Yeah.
this is like Didi is the
She chooses the book.
yeah, she chooses the book. She is hashtag read so lit. So I don't want to go further than she would like us to go in the discussion of this.
All right. Here it is.
Here it is. Did you want? I was going to read the synopsis. Did you want?
Go ahead, read
Did
it.
you want us to do that? Okay.
Do it.
One morning, on the morning of March 21st, 1981, in Mobile, Alabama, 19-year-old Michael Donald was found dead, his body badly beaten and hanging from a tree on Herndon Avenue. Brothers Paul and Roy Deacon of the Deacon Memorial Funeral Home are called upon to bury their close friend and classmate, and the experience will leave them forever changed. Along with other residents of their hometown, the Deacon brothers must struggle to understand the circumstances surrounding Donald's murder, the city's first lynching in more than 60 years, and a gruesome reminder of racial inequalities in the New South.
Okay, so that's the book.
And I'm gonna ask my mom, because because this was before I was born, but a situation similar to this happened with either one of my mom's brothers or her uncle. So I definitely need to get clarification on that. But I'm gonna ask her some questions.
And if possible, I'm gonna try to get Ravi Howard.
I'd be scared when you do that, because what if we don't like it? Like, I'm always terrified when you say you're gonna ask the author to come before we even open the fucking book, because what if we don't like it?
I haven't asked him yet. So,
but you just said this shit on YouTube.
It's possible. I said I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get him.
Okay.
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 Okay. I have a feeling the book is gonna be. It's gonna give us a lot of food for thought and a lot of conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And our live show will be on December.
We both said December.
February
25th.
The fact that we both said December is disgusting.
February 25th on this channel, 9 p.m. EET.
Yeah. So 3 p.m. EST. Oh, yay!
Yay!
She is coming to my city next month, so I'm going to try.
Yeah, tell her I said hi.
I certainly will. I'm going to try my best to get there. Now, that may be a thing I call in sick sick, so I have to leave a little early to make sure I get there.
Very nice lady. Yeah. So that's that. And then, of course, there's going to be the photo challenge. So you can go on
your books together. It's on the...
If you're only looking at things on YouTube, I think I put it on my stories.
Okay, you did. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna see if it's still there. If it's not, I'll put it back up. Just start looking and pulling your books out now in advance so that it'll make it easier for you to take pictures. Like I said on IG, if you don't have the book, go to your local library and use theirs.
Yes.
Find the book, pull it out, take the picture, and put it on. Or go to your local bookstore.
They don't care if you take a picture.
Take pictures in there.
I used to go to Barnes and Noble and literally sit in the coffee section in the cafe
and read
the book, and then put it back on the shelf and leave.
I feel like, no excuse. Y'all can do this. Come on now. Only 28 days in the month.
I'm garbage with photo challenges. I think I only did 1 year. Every day, and that's the day that I put the hoe in the bed.
Sometimes it's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it this year. I can't do it.
Oh
my god. Ernie M said, "Me too." That means we can't be honest in our opinions.
No, and that's the fucking problem, because I would be honest. Oh,
it's not easily available in the UK?
UK.
Okay, but you got it on Kindle. Okay, well, that's
okay, good. Okay.
That's funny. You can't get in the UK. Well, it's old, too. This is a backlist.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Look, Jennifer said, I have definitely staged photos for IG at Target.
Yeah, because when you think about it, you can just get the book at Target and then go to like the home section. Go to the home section and just start taking photos.
Whole thing. You can set up your whole, like, what is it? What are they?
Like, grab the book, go to the home section.
Our Barnes and Noble still has shares. Our Barnes and Noble still has we have 2-3 locations in my city. They all still have the lounge shares, and they all still have the cafe area.
Yeah, and B&N is not my favorite.
I was gonna say,
it ain't mine either, but
because they don't
It's a
know what.
place where I can. It's a place where I can go buy books, and their bargain section. I mean, this is a total sidetrack. Their bargain section ain't what it used to be.
Yeah,
I
it's
used to be able to go and get so many books for $6,
Dollars.
$5.
Yep.
Yes, their bargain section is garbage now.
oh, this is a year I read The Polished Hoe. Yes, I'm a Lola.
Mm.
If
Yes.
you want to do that to yourself, if you want to do that to yourself, I'm a Lola. You
No,
go right ahead.
no, look, Tatiana wasn't feeling the Polished Hoe, honey. She was not feeling that Polished Hoe, but I was.
That hoe though. That's literally that hoe.
She wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
Blackwell's. Yeah, Blackwell's is good. Uh, yeah. So
Alright.
we'll do that, and then who knows? Maybe we'll do um like maybe in the middle of the month I'll get some people together and we'll, shoot the shit on here about books by Black American writers
Mm,
in different areas,
yeah.
not just literary fiction, but like maybe sci-fi and romance and other areas so that people can kind of get the feel that, Black American writers write too.
Hmm.
I feel like there's people really like reading African writers.
Mm.
But when it comes to Black American writers, it's a little bit slower to read them because they're just not sure of everything that's out there. And I think there's a lot more out there than people actually realize. Um, and also, we get sidetracked by the new books that come out
Yes, we do.
and forget
Yes,
about
we
all
do.
the good stuff that's backlisted, that's there, that's like
Mm-hmm.
tried and true. Like you can't go wrong. Like, for example, Jam on the Vine. That's a good book. That's a real good book.
I'm going to read it. Latrice and I are buddy reading it. I'm going
That's
to
a
read it.
So, like Jam on the Vine and The Good House, which I'm gonna read. Hopefully, I'll be able to sleep with the lights off.
You will be fine. You will be fine. You will be fine. I promise.
So, It'll be my first Tananarive due.
I'm so
Mm.
fucking excited. I am so excited for you to read this
So,
book.
I don't know if I might put it in next month.
I read some of her short stories and they were really good. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what
oh.
everybody says.
And plus, for some odd reason,
I've read every book except for the ones
oh,
that she's co-written with her husband. I haven't read those yet, but I've
mm.
read the books and stories that y'all know I'm not a short story reader. But I have read everything that Tananarive Due herself has written thus far.
And what
I'm
about Jake?
always so
What about
shocked when I see her on
I
you
have 2 J. California Cooper books that I have
oh
not read, but they're sitting on my shelf waiting.
Girl, you better get to the J. California.
I'm going to. Do you know how long it? Oh, Didi froze. Okay, here we go.
That's good. That one
Do
is
you know
good.
how long it took for me to get to Edward's John the Cat?
Yeah, I know. And she's real good
And I
too.
still have only read Quick Crack. I have Breatha's Memory. I have not read that yet.
Crick Crack. And what's the other one that I read that really good?
Is it Everything Inside? There's Quick Crack, Breatha's Memory. I'm missing one. I don't know what the one I'm missing. And then there's the one that was released last year or the year before.
She's brilliant. Like she's
Yeah.
really, and also Jamaica Kincaid as well. Awesome. Real good. I have so many books lined up for next month. Don't know how many. I'll get to started off 2023 so well, but it has recently gone downhill. Yeah, well, I feel like it's like
I've
that.
gone down here for the last 2 years, so
Up and down, up and down.
for the last 2
I don't know how
years.
much I'm going to read next month either, but I can't. I don't even know what I know definitely I'm going to be reading this. I'm going to be reading the book
Oh
from
wow, Jennifer.
or what is it? Read So Live Book Club, which is Getting Mother's Body.
I don't even have that.
That one is going to be interesting.
I feel like my reading year is going great. So
Of course it is, Michael. Michael started 2023 fucking excited. He ended 2022.
I mean,
Blog
I'm
was
not mad at my
excited about reading for
2023.
2023.
I think I'm gonna finish my 5th book this weekend, so I'm not mad at it considering I
You know how
started.
many books I've read this year?
What?
You know how many books I've read this year?
How many?
1. Mhm. Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre.
Damn.
Jane Eyre.
I've been
Damn.
doing really well. I've been reading basically a book a month, a book a week.
That's what, and
Book a week.
I need
Well, that's pretty
I
much
need to get back to that. I need
a book
I
a
need to
week.
get back to that.
5 books. I wish I would have read 10 books, but I didn't start reading until 10 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
You read 5. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the 5th one, like probably on Monday. But I mean, because I needed to hurry up. I mean, I had to read Zola, and this was like 490 pages, so I had to like come on and read this one, which was really good. Then I had to read Jane Eyre. That was really good. Then I have to finish reading Shame on Me for the book club tomorrow.
And I didn't even get that. Also, y'all, Dee Dee's not going to say this, but I will. There is a Read Solit book club. That is a Patreon book club. That the links to it, I believe, are on Dee Dee's page here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. If you are interested in joining, Dee Dee selects all the books. And when I tell y'all, Dee Dee is like a book guru when it comes to selecting books, and the discussions are everything. So if
No, I'm not reading As I Lay Dying in prep for getting Mother's Body. Nope, that ain't happening.
so if you are interested and would like to join, there are tiers for it, but it's worth it for the discussion, and that's from someone who only got to participate in 5 discussions last year. 4 or 5?
We had so much fun.
Yeah,
We had so much fun, and I mean, okay, we started the year with a nonfiction, and then Getting Mother's Body is like it's a fiction, but it's kind of like I guess you could say it's a modern classic.
I think I read As I Lay Dying.
No, I haven't read As I Lay Dying. But
yeah, I read this. I have the book.
Getting Mother's Body is like a. I feel like it's a satire.
Oh no, I haven't read. No, I don't think I've read it. No.
okay.
Oh, okay. No,
And the opening is hilarious. That's all I gotta say. Just if you get the book, even if you don't read it, Tatiana, get the book, and when you get it, you read the first 2 pages and just tell me if you crack up laughing or not.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
All right.
This was great, Michael. I adore your sweater.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's kind of cold, but now it's hot. But it's Georgia, so it can be cold again.
63 fucking degrees today.
60 degrees.
63. Not just 60. 63. It's January.
It's still 32.
It's wild. Yeah, no. Weather in the South is wild.
Yeah. It's so dumb. It was 49 this morning and 63 by 12.
Yeah. Like you have to, it's too hot to be wearing the sweater now, but it's like I got it on, so what can you do?
It's 1 degree Celsius here.
I'm sorry.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll
take it.
That ain't fun. That ain't no joke. Tomorrow it'll be better. It'll be sunny, so that's okay. It'll be the minimum will be 0 degrees Celsius.
No, Pam. You see Pam's comment? Pam's comment.
Yeah, mama. I forget you guys use Fahrenheit and thought you were
Ivy too. Ivy said it was 27 where he is, and now he has the AC on. Like, why?
Oh wow. Yeah,
Why?
now that's messed up.
Why? Olivia, I live in constant battle with autocorrect, so I totally get it.
I'm glad you like the books, Olivia. Hopefully we'll all like this one.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to invite the author just yet.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'll let you know about third of the way through.
No, what I'll probably
But
do,
I would be honest regardless. Like I
I'll
wouldn't have a problem
probably,
being honest.
yeah, I mean, we do have our hour where we talk honestly. Mm.
And they watch. The
Hmm.
only one who did not watch, she said she didn't watch,
Oh,
is the author of the Book of Echoes.
yeah, she said she didn't watch. I believe her. But I think it was Leonard Pitts Jr. watched.
Leonard
He
Pitts
watched
Jr.
it
watched.
live.
Jennifer Nasabuga Makumbi watched.
He watched.
Cause she said she was having a fun time.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she watched. She said it was a fun
Yeah.
watching us discuss it.
I don't have the energy to hurt somebody's feelings. I gave you my money and my time, so I'm not gonna
Yeah,
bash it. I'm not gonna bash
yeah,
it, but I'm going to respectfully share the shit that I ain't like.
yeah. I mean, being honest is the only way, So
Yeah.
no, ain't nobody paying us. So we do this because we like it.
We do it because we like it.
Yeah, ain't nobody paying us. We ain't got no reason to lie.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Oh,
But
the babies are at Michael's house.
the babies,
The babies.
all the babies, or just the babies. So yeah, so we will. If there's any other discussions, like I said, I would like to do one in the middle of the month, but I got to get people together for that. To discuss. We'll do it kind of like bring your books and bring your books for the recommendations in the middle of the month, or maybe the second week of the month. And we'll try to get different, like I said, different genre, because we don't want to just do literary fiction. We want to do romance and sci-fi, maybe even mystery, thriller as well, because to get everything in there and not just one kind. And then also, if you guys are going to IG, keep your eyes riveted on stories, because we're going to be doing the Read So Lit roll. So I will be putting up the schedule for that probably this weekend, probably tomorrow at some point, so that everybody remembers what day they're doing. And then also to remember to put at Read So Lit and at Brown Girl Reading when you post. So I will be posting on my stories, so you'll know who's doing what day. That way you can catch the stories of different people. But yeah, so it should be fun. And the main thing is to enjoy yourself. Read as much as you can. Share, recommend, do the stuff.
And don't put book stacks up saying that it's Read So Lit and you got 2 books by white authors in there, because they not Read So Lit.
Please, no, please don't do that. That was part of the reason why I took down
the Read So Lit IG page.
I took the page down for a little while because I was kind of getting annoyed with being added from people with all kinds of weird books. And I just got annoyed, so I just made the page disappear for a little while, but I brought it back. So
don't fuck up so that it goes away again. How about that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
Pam, someone did it multiple times. Multiple times.
Yeah. So I just said, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna make the page disappear for a while, and then all the people like, oh my god, I can't find it. It's like, yeah, because it ain't there. I'll let you know when it's back. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
But IG doesn't have it where I can take down or take things off of.
You can't remove the tag.
So there's a lot of crap on there. And at one point, I think you said, Tatiana, on yours, you felt like you were being shadow banned because you were using the hashtag Read So Lit.
Yeah.
Which is so annoying.
I had my account was deactivated for one day I went in and it was like, your account has been or something. I had to send an email and some shit to get my shit back, and I'm like, that's
annoying.
Nobody knows who the fuck I am.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It was so dumb. It was dumb.
So there was a lot of problems with Read So Lit. I think it was it last year? Because somebody tried to imitate the Read So Lit page by putting 2 T's. And so then that was 10 days to get that particular site taken down and having to constantly put up things, no, I'm not asking you for money. This is not me. Other people having to go and report it. So it took 10 days for the thing to be put down. So yeah, so just be careful. There will be a giveaway. There'll be a big box giveaway. So look out for that. It's sort of I'm kind of doing like a collab with my daughter. She's making what do you call them? Like little I'll show you mine. Like little book carriers like this one.
Oh, cool.
So there'll be
and
one.
For those who don't, I don't even have my mug up here. For those
There'll be
who
one
don't know,
giveaway box, but there'll be others for sale that she's making, and they're all different. This is the one that she made for me for Christmas that I love.
For those who don't know, Dee Dee's daughter did the letter work for the Read So Lit logo.
Yeah,
that's on our mugs and our hoodies.
Yeah, she did that for that. And she's also working on some for me because there'll be one shirt that I'm doing that has I don't need it says I don't need self-help, I just need good fiction. So there's gonna be so she's helping me with that because she's good with the font and all that. I'm not good with the font. She's good with the font. So I will be putting that up. The shop will be open hopefully at some point in February. I'll open it up again.
Who's IG? I'm spacing. I'm like not spacing, but I'm pausing on your name because the way that your name is spelled is how people fuck my name up. So is it Titana or Titana?
I think it's Titana, yeah.
Okay. Dee Dee's Instagram name is the same as her YouTube channel. Yeah. It is Strong Girl Reading. Mine is the same as my YouTube channel, which is Musical Tati. There's just an underscore between musical and Tati. I don't know who the fuck took my name, but they got it. And then Michael is Michael Reads. Michael.Reads.
Now you can catch their channels. I put it in the description of this video. So if you want to subscribe and follow them, you can click those links to go directly to Tatiana's channel here on YouTube and also Michael's channel here on YouTube. But like she said, her name has an underscore between musical and Tati over on Instagram. Michael is Michael Reads on IG. So that's
no, Michael said he got kicked out, but it's still showing you here.
I think he turned his camera off.
No, he's saying he got kicked out of the studio.
Why did he get kicked out? I think he turned his camera off.
No, he here.
Oh.
You still here.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. But we have a flat screen.
Did your phone overheat?
No, it's someone tried to call me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do it.
Yeah.
I should have.
Do it every time.
But you're still in here. We can still hear you.
Yeah, we can still hear you and everything.
Okay.
We can't see you. So that's pretty much the news. I don't think. Did we forget anything else?
Oh, tomorrow, for those of you who have been participating, tomorrow is the finale of the
finale of the Octavia E. Butler
slow read. Yes, and we will be reading. We can actually put the book back into the book cover now, but we will be discussing where's the camera? There it is. Unexpected Stories by Octavia Butler. This is the final book in the read. In the slow read is the last live session. It will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock on 1 o'clock PST in Jerry's channel Onyx Pages. If you would like to participate in the YouTube by chatting in YouTube on YouTube with us, whatever. If you register for the Eventbrite, then you should have already received your email with the link for the Zoom.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cover on that book,
isn't it?
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
And this is not the one because we when I ordered this one, it was like a limited release. Like mine actually has a number on it. I got number 160. But they have another copy that's been released, but it's a different cover. But that cover is pretty as well.
Okay.
So
I don't think I've ever seen that cover before.
I can
It's
put
a
it back on the book because y'all, I'm a klutz, and I will drop something in a freaking heartbeat. And I have ripped a whole cover before and had to rebuy a hardcover book. So I take the covers off now.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Michael, do you have anything else to say? Anything that we didn't already say?
No, I think we're
I
all
think we
good.
said, I think
All
we said
right.
it. So yeah, so I'm really excited. February is going to be around the corner.
Yes. It is literally around the
So
corner.
get those pictures ready.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, you're ready. Come on now, you with all them damn books you got on your shelves.
I know. It's
You need to
ridiculous.
get ready, bitch. Get ready.
It's-
Get ready, bitch.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Go to your bookshelf.
I know.
Look.
I gotta do it. I
Easy.
gotta
The
do it.
first picture is your TBR. That ain't difficult.
Well, I haven't even decided. Well, yes, I have. It's been
Look,
decided
just take
for
a
me.
picture of 2 books.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
been
care.
decided for me. You're right. You're right. You're always
Look.
fucking right. You're always right.
Boom.
Damn.
Take that picture. Tati on the
Ay,
small
ay, ay.
for that. Cheese. Come on
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Come on now. Because, like, I want to see those TBRs. They're going to all be really good.
Bye, Amalola. Thank y'all so much for
Bye.
coming and for participating and for having a good time with us. Thank you, Ivy. And 10, if you're still here, thank you.
Okay, we need to take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Michael, picture.
Oh.
Picture.
Oh, wait, I gotta get the book. I gotta get the book. Hold on, wait.
Look.
Okay, I got my book. Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Cheese. Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
All righty. Thanks for coming, everybody. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you maybe next month. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.